I'm Lydell Steiner, and this is Dustin Steiner. We're here at Tilmor and wanted to kind of give you just an overview of this last year and a little sneak peek into next year. So, some of you might have known, but back in February we moved locations. We moved from Orrville to here in Dalton, and that was a big move for us, both in time and moving materials and setting up systems. It was a good move. It was an exciting move for all of us as we charted out on our own here and have really made it happen. But you know, there was a day back in February where we were shipping one location one day and out the next location the next day, and hopefully it went pretty seamlessly. I think it did overall. But here we are, Curzon Road in Dalton, Ohio.
Yeah, among all the boxes and stuff that we had to ship between, and we didn't have all of our shelves all laid out yet, so it was a little bit of a process. But I think we got everybody what they ordered, so that was a win, I'd call it. But last week we had a video on just thanking everybody for their social media posts and just kind of featuring some of the posts from this last year. And so I'd encourage you to go back and look at that. But I think one thing I just want to, again, appreciate everything that you all are doing for us, both just in support on social media. We do listen. We're out there. We don't always see everything, and so I appreciate it when I get tagged on something that I don't see, and okay, I can address a question or a concern or an opportunity, and so we do really appreciate that, and so thank you to all of you that are our customers, our supporters, our friends that are out there advocating for us.
One of the stories I wanted to share with us is I got a call last week from a customer who got a tractor from us, and it was a grandfather, and he was just so thankful that Tilmor, both the equipment that he got, but the process. So what happened was we ended up working with his grandson, a young 18-year-old who was helping out in the family farm and learning the ropes, and he got to work with us, ordering the tractor, getting everything set up properly, and even through the delivery process. And it was a great process, and I think we were happy with the process. The grandfather was happy, and I think the young gentleman was as well. So just those kinds of stories, having the affirmation for all of us coming together and making our farms and transforming them into even a multi-generational farm is something that we want to support and encourage.
And I think the cool thing kind of with that is, that's a what do you call it, domestic sale customer, and but we have a lot of opportunities, a lot of interest internationally, and that's something that's it can be a little challenging to know how to navigate those, because we have a lot of inquiries coming in from around the world, and but kind of a fun one that I'd like to share about is we have 2 containers that have gone to East Africa, but for us we set up we worked with 2 different groups over there, and we're working at a pilot program. So getting back metrics on how this is specifically for the Power Ox, the 2-wheel tractor, and so how this can positively impact farmers there, and where does it make sense, where does it maybe not make sense, and so those have been really good pilot programs starting in this year, and then really with that building what that distribution process could look like. So not just being able to drop off equipment, but being able to support and service that equipment as well. And so that's been kind of a fun project that's really been going on this year that most people wouldn't be aware of at all, but it's kind of fun to share as well.
And like everybody, we've had our ups, we've also had our challenges. I also know that a couple months ago I got to have a conversation with one of our customers who had got our tractor and had an issue with the 2-speed transmission, and we were able to work with the customer to find resolution, to help them, support them through that process. And what was really encouraging was they got up and going again, and they were able to make it happen. But what was encouraging was just last week I got a call from that customer, and they were just so excited about the tractor. They've been telling their neighbors about it. They've also been are excited how efficient it is in helping them lift the plastic mulch they have. And so, it's those challenges that we all face and that we will face with you and we will work through together with you as customers. But it's the joys also of hearing the stories on the other end of how the equipment is making a positive impact.
I think did that customer have, did they do the service work, or did
they did
else?
The service work?
So I think kind of a cool thing with that is, service is oftentimes a question that we have from people, and that, this was an opportunity where the customer had the capability to do that work himself. So we were able to provide the parts and provide reimbursement for his work that he did. However, there's others. We have another customer, I'd say within a couple hours from him, that he needed a little bit of service work done, and he had a local shop that we worked with to do it too. And so again, that's something we want to continue to work at. We'll continue getting better at, but the opportunity to work with someone either that you already work with, someone that, or even yourself if you're capable of it, I think that's a good way to really continue to support you as a farmer.
As we look into 2021, we have the show season that would be normally coming up, but as we all know, it's going to look very, very different. So we at Tilmor tried to reimagine that a little bit. Some of you might remember we had the Blue Moon promotion. We had a lot of great applicants, and it was a great opportunity to connect with many of you that were interested in equipment from us. Ultimately, we were able to select 5 individuals who are represented across the country who will have our equipment that we'll be able to connect you with if you have questions, or also we can do field days at this next summer.
And being that the shows this year are going, for the most part, I'm not sure many that are in person, but usually you're used to in person, and this year they're mostly going to all be virtual. So we really aren't going to be, as Tilmor ourselves, going to be at maybe 1 or 2 virtual shows and 1 or 2 in person. But we have partnered with Osborne Seeds, and so they great partner, and they have a great with their. There are going to be a lot of virtual trade shows this year, and so we have a giveaway opportunity that if you attend any of those shows and you go to their booth, there's a little form you can fill out, and a giveaway opportunity for $2,500 to Tilmor.com, or a Power Ox package giveaway. And so again, knowing that this show season is gonna look very different than it usually does.
Like a grinder, just joining us during the conversation in the background.
Right.
That's what this year's been like sometimes, right?
That's right. So we're gonna make the best of it, and we're gonna, with the virtual opportunities this year, we're so happy to be partnered with Osborne, and so do check them out, and and Lydell's got some other opportunities.
Yeah. So our goal, once again, is to connect with you also in person. We know that virtual can only go so far. We do want to hit different parts across the country this next year, and doing some local regional field days. We know that might look different, but if you would like to connect with us and maybe be a partner in that and see some equipment in action and help organize something, let us know. We are more than willing to try to make an effort at trying to do some regional field days.
I'll tag on to that also, and with a lot of those, again, physical's a lot nicer than virtual, right? But that's not always an option. And so yesterday we had a case where a customer called and said, "Hey, can I see? I'd like to see shifting through the gears on the tractor, or the speed, the lowest speed to the top speed. I want to see it on camera on the thing." And so, but we were able to accommodate that. And so if there's questions like that you'd like to see that you can't actually be at an event for, do let us know, and we'll do our best to accommodate those things in the best way we can. Another thing that we're kind of excited to kind of introduce, not going to introduce it yet, I'm going to tease it a little bit. In a couple of weeks, we're going to look to release a different website that is meant to really collaborate with growers and farmers and the industry as well, bringing them together, and this is going to require input from you all. And so this is something we're kind of excited about, because we feel like for the small farmer segment, it hasn't something that's really been available, and really this is an opportunity to engage both in whether it's a manufacturing community, the consultant community, farmers. I don't know. It's gonna be. I'm excited about it, and hopefully it's something that you all can get excited about too.
So we want to thank you all for this year, but for many years. We started making sales in 2017 and have been hitting it strong since. And I know that some of you have purchased some of our first products, and got a call from a customer here just recently who had purchased a basket weeder from us about a year and a half ago, and is looking at making additional purchases. We're happy with both the product, the support that they received, and through the whole process. And so that's what we want to have in all of our experiences. So if you have questions for us, or we can help you in any way, we're here to help. And yeah, thanks again for a great year.
Yes, thank you.